This is Talk It Over, the only dating relationship podcast that begins in bed. Make the time to subscribe. Now let's pull back those sheets.
Can we talk about the relationships? Can we talk it over, see how we can build? Only you and I know that's the way it goes. In this big old bed, they talk it over, so talk it over. Can we talk it over? We can talk it over. Can we talk it over in bed? Talk it over. Can we talk it over? Can we talk it over? Oh, in bed.
Yo, it's your man Big O back again for another taping of Talk It Over, the only dating and relationship podcast that begins in bed. And I am joined by my lovely co-host, Trish. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good. Out here running these streets early in the morning, but I'm good. What about you, Olin?
Doing good. Countdown has begun. So
Okay.
I'm about, anytime between now and the next 3 weeks, I might have a new voice on here.
Amazing.
Won't be able to speak, but,
wow.
be able to
That's close.
be able to holler. So, yeah, I'm going to drop him off at your place, Leon.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll take them. I love babies.
You too far away.
I'm like a
By
baby
the time I
whisperer.
get up there, I'll turn around and be like, this ain't worth This ain't worth the drive.
Nah, by the time you get there, the child is in college. Nigga.
Right, exactly.
With
But,
y'all walking, like, oh God.
But we might have an opportunity soon to see each other in a couple of months, right, Trish?
Yes. So y'all stay tuned. I have been, y'all know I'm always all over the place. And one of the projects that I've been working on is coming up real soon. So I've been working on a Juneteenth project. We call it the Freedom Festival in New York City. So
yeah,
I'm always in and out the city, and that's one of the things that I'm always in and out the city putting together. So that's coming up. Put it on your calendars, June 19th. I'll give you guys more information as we come along. But it's going to be
Okay.
so,
Yeah.
Juneteenth is always a good time in New York. It's always big. So
yeah. So yeah, we got some really dope stuff planned. Trap and paint, some fun activities, and some live stuff, some virtual stuff. It's gonna be good.
Cool. We'll let the people know.
Absolutely.
So let's dig in real quick. First, let's get the guests and introduce who we got in the panel today. We got a full house today, and I'm really excited to get this topic rolling. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get to some of the veterans and then some of the new faces as well. So Ms. Rhea, our resident licensed and family therapist, how are you?
I am well. All is well on my end. What about you?
I'm good. So how's business?
You know what? Business is doing phenomenal. I'm
sure.
in the process of bringing on 2 new therapists. So all is well in my world. Scared but excited at the same time for the new stuff that's coming on board.
Yeah, the pandemic puts a lot of pressure on people, so they all coming looking for therapy right now.
Listen here, you ain't lying.
Listen, and she was my friend first. So Olin, just so you know, my friend.
Listen. We all friends today. I'm not gonna do the team Big O team Trish today. we all one family today.
All right.
And then without further ado, brother Leon.
Yo.
Welcome back. As always, a pleasure to have you on board.
Thank you. It's always good
Can't
to
wait.
be here.
Can't wait to see what comic relief is gonna come from your way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then always let me see if Hassan is ready. Brother Hassan always dropping the knowledge. Are you there for us?
Challenge sounds right. Yep.
Yeah, we got a delay and a distortion coming in from you, Hassan. But once you're good, hop back in here. So
somebody slipped him something.
Last statement we had a new guest from the audience join us, Brother Quamaine, and he got to say a few things. So we wanted to bring him back again to be on the actual panel for discussion today. So Quamaine, how are you today?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm doing good today. I'm feeling good. Woke up feeling great.
Good. Welcome back.
Day, man. Yes, I'm excited to be back.
And then certainly, last but not least, another voice that we heard as well, who didn't get a proper introduction, but she is definitely welcome and back with us again today. Miss Debra, how are you today?
Good afternoon. I'm doing well, Olin. Good afternoon to everyone. And thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't mind, and it's totally up to you, can you tell the first time listeners who are hearing you, a little bit about, what you do, where they can find you?
Okay. Well, I'm a frontline worker. I work for a medical manufacturer here in Westchester County, accounts receivable. Wow. I'm a mom.
Nice.
I'm a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an up and coming author. I am
nice.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah. Oh, well, I am writing a book about my grandmother's life, who is 95. I just celebrated her birthday 2 Sundays.
God bless.
Thank you. In North Carolina, we have a very rich legacy in my family.
Oh, don't
Charlotte?
say that. Oh, boy.
What area in North Carolina?
Durham and Raleigh, and actually our land that we have is in Chatham County, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
We're celebrating 126 years of coming together. Yeah, every Mother's Day, we come together for Mother's Day weekend.
Beautiful.
Able to, because of the pandemic, so this is our second year having a virtual family reunion. And this program chairperson. So I'm excited about that.
Very nice.
Awesome. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. And the book is called A Grandmother Who Prays. And then a little bit of the book goes towards my life as being a grandmother, the new face of Big Mama, because I have
new face of Big
Grandmother.
Mama. I like that. All right. New face of Big Mama. All right. Big Mama ain't going nowhere. She just got a new face. That's all.
I take men, babysit.
Right.
The questions like you, oh my God, you're such a good mom. And I'm like, I'm the grandmother. And they're like, what? And I'm like, grandma. So, and I love it.
Beautiful. So Trish, what do we have for the people today? What success and inspiration reading do we have today?
All right. So I hope I'm on the right one. Y'all know I can never remember a date.
Your math is
my
not so
math
good,
is
huh?
so bad. Listen, don't judge
we're
me.
At 107.
Are we? Because I had like 117. Again, I tell y'all, my math is terrible.
Oh, you ain't lying.
Listen,
I don't want to see your tax returns.
Whoa, my tax returns be on point. Okay,
yeah, sure.
And I do it myself.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was getting at.
Yeah, I do it when they be on point, and I do it myself.
You believe they audited me? Would you believe it?
You hush before they do. Goodness. All right, so we are reading, everyone, from Hassan Booker's book. It's Success Inspirations 365. This book can be found on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, anywhere that books are sold. Just Google 365 or Success Inspirations 365, and it'll pop up. Great. It's a great short read, and it's just great for daily inspiration in your life. So we're not on number 107 because we did this one last week. I know I was right.
I'm just checking you, but it ain't 117. I know that math don't add up either.
I'm gonna go with 114. I don't know why. Something about math. I feel 114 might be right.
We are all wrong. How about that? We just all wrong, all of us. Well, listen, back to Success Inspirations 365. All right, so today's success inspiration comes from Success Inspirations 365. You guys know we've been reading from this all year long so far. We are on the 115th day of the year. The book, Success Inspirations 365, can be found anywhere the books are sold. So Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, just Google it. It'll pop up. Definitely get you a copy. So today's inspiration says, if you don't understand the question, the answer is bound to be wrong. Clarity is priceless. Be sure you understand the questions before proceeding.
Ooh, okay. Amen. That's relevant.
Thanks.
All right. That was deep.
I like that.
All right. So, 222, y'all ready for the topic?
Absolutely. I'm ready for this topic. I hope y'all are.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
All right. So, So the topic for today, y'all, and I think everybody can really, really relate to this, is what do you do when your partner doesn't believe in you? Like, can the relationship survive? And how do you move forward
without them? That's how I move forward.
So when your significant other, the person you're dating, does not believe in your goals, dreams, aspirations, they don't believe in you, or even if you don't believe in them, how does the relationship move forward?
Well, there's a lot to unpack with that one. Right? So let's just dive in, right? So there's a couple of scenarios there. Does this person have a history of just not following through on anything? Are they jumping from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and at the very first instance of resistance, they just give up and move on?
Well, let's break it down. And let's break it down in two different contexts. Let's break it down in new relationships. New relationships being anything 6 months or shorter. And you find out, and then we can talk about long-term relationships, because I think there's a difference there. I feel like if you've been with somebody for years, and the only reason I'm processing it like this, so you guys, this could go many different ways. But in a new relationship, 6 months or younger, you're still learning that person. So if you don't believe in what they got going on, how does that work? And then let's say you've been with someone long-term and you've seen the success, you've seen the failures, you know when something's going to work, you know their passion, their drive, and what they're capable of, and you don't believe in something. Like, how does that work? So I think that's a good foundation and starting point. Huh?
Let's get the fresh voices.
Yeah. So
Quamaine and Debra. So Debra, what are your thoughts?
They're in the 6 months. Yeah, you're just getting to know them. So you have an out. You don't necessarily have to stay in that relationship. If you feel like it's not going to support what you believe in as far as a relationship looks like, then that's definitely enough time to get out of it. You know, you haven't invested that much time. You haven't invested, put that much skin in the game, as they say. So that is enough time to get out. Maybe you should do a goal plan, when it's that early. What are your goals? What are your aspirations? What does a relationship look like? And then that way, when that starts to happen, then you could say, hey, this is not what we discussed before, or this is not what I thought it would look like. And then you have the opportunity to say, this is not going to work, and ghost.
Word. That's Tricia's specialty. Tricia's
ghost. Whoa! Why we throwing me under the bus so early?
Because she does what she does when she does it. You know
Tricia's specialty.
Now.
So Quamaine, what are your thoughts?
Ghostbuster.
Like, you can't be in a relationship with anybody that's not going to believe in you. It's not going to work. Because if you're trying to get something done, and with not believing somebody comes with not supporting them at all. If I don't believe in you, I'm not going to support you. And that definitely if you're a person that's trying to get things done, then it's like you're holding me back. You're like a weight now. So
let me throw a wrinkle in real quick. What if it's not that they don't believe in you? They just don't believe in the choice that you're making specifically. Like, let's say they don't think you're prepared for, or properly prepared for, whatever venture it is you're about to take on. And they're like, look, I believe you, but I don't think this is smart.
Or I don't think you're capable of executing this.
Oh, you see, now you're down me. You think I'm not capable of doing it. That's different now. That's a different situation. Right. And now you're just doubting me at that point. Now thinking it's a bad choice for me. Sometimes you have to see things for yourself. Now, if it's a decision that's kind of big, and it's bad, then then yeah, that's understandable. Like, I don't believe in this right here. I don't think you should do this at all. Sometimes we need that wise counsel, but at that point, if I'm on the other end, if I'm trying to tell you that's not smart, and you go ahead and do it, I'm gonna let you do it, and you have to just see and learn for yourself. And then when you come back to me, I'm just gonna look at you and be like, well, I told you so. Now, as far as me, I tried my best to make my best decisions all the time. Now, if somebody's telling me it's wrong, then I'll look into it. And I'll put myself, what they see. Okay, so what do you see? How do you feel about this? So, I'm real different. I'm not like a person that will push away somebody's, what they feel is wrong for me. Then I'll make the decision. Yeah, their input. Then off of that, I'll make my own decision.
Okay.
Other than that, yeah.
So Rhea, I'm gonna bring you in. Or hold on, should we bring in Leon and then bring in Rhea because she's the professional?
No. Let Rhea break it down because Leon gonna tear the house down and have us rolling, and then Rhea gonna forget her point.
No,
let's get Rhea's professional opinion, and then we'll let Leon come in.
I'm professional. What the fuck? I'm very professional.
A professional clown. Okay.
Go ahead, Rhea.
So for me, there's literally like 1,000,001 things running through my head. And I don't know if my expectations are just too high. I'm not giving somebody 6 months of we trying to figure it out. After, 90 days, so something's got to change. If you're not either believing in my dreams or you think I can't do something. But I think what comes with that is you have to have an understanding. Is you're a partner, is your partner, are they a learner because they're a doer, or do they learn best by doing, or do they learn best by reading a book, giving advice, or having heard advice? So if you know your partner is a doer and they learn by practical application, you're going to have to be okay with allowing them to kind of walk through whatever their process is, even if you believe in them, if you don't believe in them, whatever the case may be. And then what's going through my brain when you sent me the topic, I'm like, are we unevenly yoked? Because if you don't believe in me, I'm not really sure how we're evenly yoked. If that is part of the dynamics. But yeah, I'm not giving somebody 6 months, or maybe, and it could be because I'm kissing 40's door and I'm a little older and I value my time a little differently than I did when I was in my 20s. So I think there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of different dynamics that go into being with somebody that doesn't believe in you, because I think it's two different things. If somebody doesn't believe in you versus they don't think you have the experience or the skill set to bring something to fruition. Because if that's the case, we can talk through that and I can give you my advice, and I'm here to, I'll say I'm here to help you. What can I do to best support you so that this is a successful outcome for you?
Yeah.
All right, Leon.
Go ahead.
I mean, that's basically what I was going to say. So basically, that's
what you was about to say.
That's
she took the words right out of your mouth.
The words right out of my mouth. My professional mouth. Shit. But I was, when I saw the topic, I thought the same thing, because I'm thinking okay, it's one thing to be with somebody and not feel like, when people are just bullshit, right? And if somebody's talking a lot of stuff, but not necessarily, they don't have the actions to support what it is they're looking to do or they're setting out to do, then it says a lot about who they are as an individual. And if you're thinking about longevity and, where you want your relationship to go, that doesn't reflect a lot of fruitful possibilities, So I can understand why somebody would be like, oh no, I'm not gonna, I just don't support that. I do think though, it's important to be I forget who said it earlier, but to have a little understanding with, letting people work through what it is they're going for, right? Because you can't expect things to happen overnight. There are a lot of people who have vision that a lot of people, other people just don't see it. And I'm quite sure there's many entrepreneurs whose partners didn't see what they saw at the beginning, but they're glad they stuck around, just to let them work it through. So I think it depends on the person, and what it is you're not believing in, if that makes sense, right? Because you can't just be like, oh, I want to create the next Facebook. Oh, okay. Knock yourself out, what is it? What is the dream? What is the goal? What is the vision? And, and like Sister Rhea said earlier, if you with somebody that doesn't support you, then you're not equally yoked, right? So where's that relationship going? Even though I said it as a joke earlier, but it's the truth. It's if you don't support me, then what are we doing? If I don't support you or believe in what you're doing, then again, what are we doing? So,
So I I fully wholeheartedly agree with a lot of these comments. And Rhea, like you said, you know, pushing 40, you start to look at things a little bit differently. Like if you don't believe me and my dreams mean everything to me, like I can openly say that one of my biggest fears is failure. So when I put my mind to something, it's going to happen. Like I'm going to make sure it gets done. We going all out. Like that's what it is. But having someone not believing you, I think there comes a point in time where you have to, like, if we're together, let's say I'm with someone, we're together 6 months, you know, I fall in love with this person and I come up with this idea and I want them to, they don't fully understand what it is that I'm trying to do or conveying, or they can't see the dream through. I don't think that I would necessarily just quit that person. Like I wouldn't end the relationship right there. You know, the name of the game is talk it over. You know, that's what we do when we're talking it over. That presents a very larger conversation now that we really do need to have, where we need to sit down and really discuss, like, what is it? Do you not understand what it is that what I'm driving home, what I'm passionate about? Right. And then my passions might not be your passion. You know what I mean? Like you like to play with Legos. I like to go feed the homeless. Like
careful with the Legos. All right, be easy. Be easy on the people with the Legos.
Like to
all
play
right?
with Legos, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, that's real to them.
But what I'm saying is, we might have two very different goals, dreams, aspirations. But when it comes to certain things like family, morals, values, maybe we're very much aligned and we are equally yoked. So it's like, I definitely think it warrants a conversation. I don't think that everything has to necessarily pair up and align all the time, but I do know that if I tell you something and you don't believe in me, it might put a wedge within a relationship. Like there's going to be a lot of conversation about what you don't believe in and why you don't believe in me when it comes to this one particular thing. Now, if
check in with
a recurring pattern, then that's something different to talk about, you know.
Let's see what Hassan's got to say. Let's see if Hassan is available.
Kirsten, can you hear me?
Yeah. You coming in clear?
Okay, I'm good now. It's almost like a process. It's a quick elimination for me, right? If someone doesn't believe in what I'm doing, it's like it's no point for me. You know what I mean? Because for me, I'm unstoppable. You know, I've achieved way beyond what I ever imagined I could first achieve. So with those references, whatever I'm pursuing, you know, I feel that, I know that if I don't quit, I don't fail, right? I know that as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, that there's going to be a manifestation of my desires. So just knowing that, it's like, it's early in the game. It's like a few conversations. It's not even like a month. You know, it's like, okay, you don't believe in me, so you probably don't believe in yourself. So we don't need to be together anyway, because you're not highly motivated. You know, someone has to be highly motivated in something, you know, in something. They have to have some gumption of inspiration or to be even to be considered for a relationship, because, you know, it's important to have support in the same direction you're going in. And if somebody's a lame, I can't do it.
What if, Brother Hassan, what if your partner is highly motivated and they already have done stuff on their own and they're seeing you and they're saying, hey, you know what, in my professional opinion, like, I don't think this is going to work, right? What then? Like, because what if they've already done stuff?
Listen, an opinion is like an asshole. Everybody got one.
Right, but this is somebody you're a partner with, right? So you have to.
I'm just saying, it's like, it's my partner. It's like, so what? It's like, you're doing your thing. You're doing your thing. I'm proud that you've done your thing. I'm doing my thing, and the logical part of it is that, okay, if it's something that I don't have skill sets in, either I need to develop the skill sets or enlist some other people to have the skill sets to make it happen. Right.
That I'm actually on your side. But I was just bringing it up because it's always good to think the other side, right? Devil's advocate, right? Like if someone tells you, I don't think this is a good idea, instead of you getting upset or thinking negatively, like maybe that can allow you to delve a little deeper and say, well, what am I not explaining? Or how can I make this a little bit more digestible for you so that you can understand it? You know what I mean? It presents a challenge in a positive way.
Okay. Yeah. I'm okay. Okay. There's some validity to that. Yeah, I'm with that. Sure. It's like, okay. Give me a chance to articulate this better. Yeah.
Let me jump to Rhea real quick. I thought you had something to interject, or am I
think she was stretching.
No. Oh,
yeah,
you was yawning. Okay, my bad. Let me. Speaking of devil's advocate, let me throw this out here to you guys. I hear what you're saying. I'm just curious because when you do take on a task, especially an entrepreneurial task, a lot of it is untested, right? You may follow a trajectory that has already proven to be successful, but that's no guarantee that it's going to be successful for your personal experience. So just from the objective point of view, right? Let's remove the relationship, let's remove dating, let's remove, the love that, we share. Just from an objective point of view, because I've heard this said many times. As Leon stated earlier, not everybody's going to see your vision the way you see it. And that doesn't mean that they're against you. They just don't get it. They just don't get it, right? Yeah. And so sometimes the people closest to you are going to be the ones that just don't get it. And they're not going to support you because they don't understand it. But here's my question. Why should they if you're unproven, right? You haven't proven to be successful at this. So why should they? Why do we demand that we have their support? Right?
That's a deep question.
Yeah.
To be quite honest. One of the things I've kind of come to understand as I've gotten older is that nobody owes you anything. That's been one of the biggest sort of emotional developments for myself as a man. When I look over like past relationships and be like, and I think, how it ended and all these things. I'm like, nobody owes me anything. So, stop playing the victim. But there's nothing wrong with wanting love and support. And I think that's what happens when you have an idea and you want the world to know this idea. The first people you're going to tell are those closest to you. Right. And because they're within your sphere of influence. And so there's this expectation. This is what I grew up around, or this is what I've been comfortable with. This is my comfort zone. Why shouldn't the people that are closest to me receive me in such a positive way and support me and build me up? And, the Bible says a prophet is without honor in his own land. So I think about that a lot of times, it's like sometimes you have to get up and get out from your comfort zone, and you find people who don't even know you. You're like, oh, that's a wonderful idea. I like that. That's great. Boom, boom, boom. And the people that are around you is like, nah, it'll never take off. To answer your question, I don't really know it. I just honestly feel like there's just this innate desire for us as humans to, because we want to have that connection. Yeah. That the people, when we do have these ideas, these things that we want to share, we just want to be supported, right?
We all want to feel good about ourselves and our thinking process and the things that we do. I'm just again, it's just an objective. I don't have an opinion one way or the other. I do want to allow Debra get her thoughts real quick, and then Hassan, we're gonna come to you as well.
Yeah, everyone wants to be accepted. They want to feel a part of, but entrepreneurship is it's a lonely journey at times,
Yeah, very long.
Everyone to, grasp our ideas and, just like our idea is the best idea ever and it's going to sell millions, it's going to make millions. And, we want everybody to be on board. But at the same time, it is a lonely journey at times because you do have to figure out, everything that's involved with whatever your idea is. It's not a thing where people are rejecting you, like it was said before. You just want that acceptance. You want, to have the support to be shown to what it is that you're doing. Hopefully the person will accept you for who you are and how you are and support, what it is that you're doing. They don't have to be, on board as like, doing it with you, but just to support is big.
Cool. Hassan, what are your?
I just wanted to input that, not a theory, but experience. because it's all I've done for like 35, 36 years. And even prior to that, I had been an entrepreneur. And I grew up around someone, my father, who was real negative about anything I was interested in. And I got no support from him at all. It's like he told me, you'll never do it. You'll fail. It'll never happen for you. And that actually was a motivator for me. You know, like I'm like, really? I'm gonna do this. It doesn't matter how long it takes. So just from my experience with him, it's like it doesn't even matter if someone else doesn't support me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I feel unstoppable. I feel that, you know, it could happen. And it doesn't matter. But if the person isn't, you know, at least if they don't believe in me, how are we gonna even exist? I don't get it. I can't exist with somebody that just doesn't support my dreams. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, it's possible. Just at least think it's possible. You know what I mean? I mean, because if they don't think it's possible for me, then they don't think a lot of things are possible for them. So that means they suffer from some level of demented self-esteem. So what's going to be the point? Because it's like we're not on the same wavelength, or even on similar wavelengths to traveling in the same direction. So it's a waste of time. Yeah. I mean, it's like the inevitable is going to happen eventually. That if that person doesn't support you, or doesn't believe in them, and they have like low self-worth themselves. So and you have high self-worth. So what's the point? You can't make somebody have that. That's something you have to attain on your own through your own searching and introspection. So it's like it's pointless. It's like I'm like, you know what? It's pointless. I could, you know, sometimes talk to somebody for a little while. I'm like, you know what? What's the point? I mean, at this point in the game, years ago, I would have wasted time trying to convince that person that I was worthy. It's like, oh, that now, it's pointless. So, you know, that's kind of where I'm at now.
Okay. Now, I think there's a lot of things there. Again, as always, your answers hit so many different levels at once. I think, you hit it on the nail on the head. What I found interesting in that is that even if you do find yourself in like a relationship where, like you said, the other person's fears or self-esteem issues are being projected at you in a way that, you know, impacts your dreams and issues negatively, even if you do find that, or that person is quiet, it's almost, I would imagine that you would see their potential that they don't see for themselves. So it's almost like you now have your drive, and you got to try to bring them along. Like, hey, you know, I'm going here. You can also get, you know, here if you just put in the work. But thank you for that, Hassan. Quamaine, what's good, Quamaine? What are your thoughts?
That's good, man. What's good? It's funny that you say that, because that actually was my next thing I was going to say about, you know, believing in somebody. If you're already doing something and you're with somebody that don't believe in themselves, it usually doesn't work, because that person has to see their own worth. You know, I've been in situations where I try to. I've been with somebody that had a lot of talent. They had this and that, and I sat down and I figured things out. I'm like, yo, you can try to do this right here since you're really good at this. So you can try to do this because you can do this right here. And, you know, because of, as an entrepreneur, we're fearless. You know, we do things, you know, just like, I'm taking a risk, man. I'm going to do this. And if it fails before, we always fell forward, you know, and, you know, if he or she can't see that, then it's not going to happen for them, because they have that fear of failing. You know, they don't see themselves, you know, where you're at. They're like, oh, no, that's too great right there. I can't do that. You know, so those stuff like that, I try to stay away from people like that. Like if I'm dating you, I stay away from that. You know, like we say, we unequally yoked.
I like that. So we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back to you guys with part 2.
Are you looking to become the best version of you, but need a little outside perspective to help you get there? Please reach out to Mind, Body, and Spirit Marriage and Family Therapy. We provide individual, couples, and family counseling. If you're looking for a down-to-earth therapist that's relatable and that you can connect to, check us out on our website, mbsmft.com. We're also on all social media outlets, on Instagram, The Black Therapist, and on Facebook and Twitter, MBSMFT.
You've been listening to Talk It Over, the only dating relationship podcast that begins in bed. We hope you got what you needed. Make sure you subscribe. Holla at you next week.